episode of the Book Fix podcast, a podcast that saves lives one book at a time. I'm your host, Yajaira.
And I'm your host, Cheli. Oh my gosh. Full circle moment.
I know. We're going back, dude, to our roots.
Dude, I've been waiting for this episode since our first episode.
Not even. Okay.
In a way, I have
If
been.
you've been with us that long, dude, that was like our first episode. That's crazy.
Yes.
So after we finished it, you immediately read the Shadow and Bone series, right?
Trilogy.
You didn't go on, right? You didn't do... Yeah.
No, I only focused...
Sorry? You want to fight about it or
get
what?
it right, okay? No, but I remember after we had decided to start our podcast, one of the first episodes we filmed, and our actual first episode was Shadow and Bone. And we were like on like a strict filming schedule. So you were like, okay, you gotta... I think the next thing I was supposed to do was watch the entirety of Banana Fish, if I remember correctly. But I was like,
I don't really remember, but maybe.
But I was like, okay, hear me out. What if I finish a whole trilogy in like a week? And that's what I did.
And you really did.
And I'm surprised because when we did Shadow and Bone, it was because season 1 of Shadow and Bone, the series, came out in Netflix. It's been a while. And season 2 recently came out. I think it's been already 2 weeks. Since it's come out?
It's been a minute now. We're a little bit behind, but, we've been so busy.
But we're here now. We are going to be talking about season 2 of Shadow and Bone, the Netflix series. Although we are going to bring up... Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say that it's a book series written by Leigh Bardugo.
Yes. So we're going to focus more on the show during this conversation. We will bring up the book at the end, though. So if you want to if you want to be in that tea, you got to wait till the end. I'm so sorry.
You got to stay tuned for that. Also, I will say that I haven't had a chance to read Siege and Storm and Ruin and Rising, but I will have it read by the time that we do our tier list. That way I can, give my opinion then. Because I don't know. I feel like I would have... If I was listening to a podcast, I would want them to have read the book.
Yeah, no, I get it. Also, no one come for Yajaira. She's busy, okay? I'll fight someone if they come for her.
Oh my God.
So.
Yeah, she's doing physics, okay?
Okay, do you hear me? I'm winding up my fist right now. And you hear air.
I do hear it, dude. Oh my God. Damn, she's strong.
I know. Thank you. I've been training for this moment. Okay, so before we start talking about season 2, because we're going to spoil the fuck out of it, I think I'm going to try to summarize or at least give a synopsis of what season 2 of Shadow and Bone is about. It's going to be spoiler free. So if you want to join us for this conversation, please go watch it first. Because after my summary, we're going to spoil the fuck out of this entire show. So thank you. Let me give you a quick summary. Okay. So where season 1 of Shadow and Bone had ended, Alina ended up getting away from the Darkling because Baghra, her leader, who is also the Darkling's mom, was like, hey, he's kind of a baddie. And it's like, yeah, Baghra, yeah, Baghra, I know that. And she's like, no. Puts her hand on her shoulder. He's a baddie. Baghra. Oh my God.
Oh my God, no. And I trusted him with my life.
So Alina ends up escaping in the back of a cart, which the crows were driving, and she gets away. Mal ends up finding her, and there's this huge, I think by that point she already has the amplifier, the antlers inside of her. So she has a moment where she's like, okay, I need to train. I need to get stronger. I need to find the other amplifiers, and I need to stop the Darkling. And that's kind of the entire point of season 2. She is gathering these amplifiers in order to become stronger and hopefully be able to fight the Darkling as well as destroy the Shadowfold. Meanwhile, the crows are trying to find the strongest weapon in order to fight off a new enemy that the Darkling can now create called the Nishivoya. So they are both doing their own thing, but going towards the same goal of ending the reign of the Darkling. Thank you. That's kind of it.
That was a really good summary. I really like that.
Yes. It's funny because before we started this episode, Yajaira was like, "Oh, I don't really remember all the names." Dude, I'm kind of embarrassed of how much I remember about this series.
Really?
I think about this.
Why is it embarrassing?
I don't know, because you can cut this. Okay, never mind.
I was just gonna say, if you're a new listener, you don't know this, but Cheli fixates on things. So when she really likes something, she will literally stay with it for a while.
And after like my hyperfixation is over, I kind of just in a daze am just standing there like, what the fuck just happened? Like, how do I know all of this? Why do I know all their blood types? But here we are. I think that's going to make for an interesting conversation, because I'm really excited to see what you thought about season 2, mostly since you haven't read the books. I want to see like your thoughts on it.
Of just the show itself, huh?
Have you, and be honest with me, be honest, because I know you and I know you wouldn't lie to me, but
I would. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I lie all the time.
No, I would. I actually lied to you this morning.
I actually read the books as soon as they came out. I never told you. No, but be honest with me. Have you seen anything or heard what anyone has said about the series at all?
Yes, only because I don't care about spoilers, so I wanted to know what happened in the books.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah. Why don't we start with the way that season 2 starts? It starts off with Alina having a nightmare. And the way that season 1 ended, people just kind of assumed that the Darkling died.
Yeah.
But he actually comes out of the fold, and these fucking shadowy creatures are behind him. Had no idea what the fuck that was, because these like creatures aren't supposed to survive
outside
in the light.
Yeah, they're not supposed to be able to get out of the shadow fold.
Yeah, so Alina in the beginning thinks, oh, he's dead, but I don't know why I'm still having nightmares about him. And she also sees like the fold expanding and, you know, killing other civilizations. And so she doesn't really understand what's happening, but she knows that she is the only one who can destroy the shadow fold. So she's kind of like on a mission to find another amplifier so she can be strong enough to destroy the fold and, you know, save everyone.
Yeah. And on her search for the second amplifier, like you're right, she wakes up from this nightmare and she wakes up where she left off after or at the end of season 1, which was on a boat. And it's her and Mal basically, they're going to a town and they're just going to kind of lay low while they're gathering information on the second amplifier, because all they know is it's in the water somewhere and that's it. And it's like, okay, good. We got enough information, I guess. Because like it's,
and they're in the water, so you know
I know
they're pretty close.
No, that's one step down. I guess now we just gotta look. It's kind of weird. We're gonna be, I guess, diverging a little bit, because while Alina and Mal are in this town, it's both of them gathering information. Just keep in mind that the crows decided to leave Alina to her own doings because they don't want to gather the money for that anymore. Obviously, she's the real deal. That was Kaz's, I guess, reluctance.
Main issue.
Yeah, so they're just going to leave her. And so it's Jesper, Inej, and Kaz. And they're just like, damn, we got to find more help because we got to make money.
Yeah, they're broke bitches.
Yes, and I think Kaz is like, it would be nice if we had a heart render. And on this boat, Nina who is a heart render, is sitting kind of far away, and she hears them, and she's just kind of like, I guess I'm just gonna stick around these people. So they are heading to Ketterdam. I just want to make that clear. So they kind of went their separate ways. So with Mal and Alina, they get a hotel room, and I guess it's a big deal, but this is the first time that
it has its own private bath, dude. Like, that's a big ass deal.
This is the first time that they kiss and that it's like solidified that they're together. I'm kind of go ahead.
I was just gonna say it was kind of cute because he was like, when they were talking, he was saying that he never really took any risks,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And so that's what prompted it. And that's when he like kissed her.
Yeah, dude, it was so quick. But it's sweet because like they both genuinely care for each other. So I like that it didn't become awkward after that. They were just kind of like, okay, we got our stuff to do. I'm going to go do this. You go do this. And we'll meet tonight. And it was just like, okay, they're a team. They're going to work together. I just kind of wish that that's not how episode 1 started. Because it felt like they just threw that at us. Like, I wish it would have been a buildup if they hadn't done it at the end of season 1. Like, they should have picked a place to put it.
Oh,
I didn't like that that's how season 1 or season 2 started.
Okay, I get it. Because their relationship was so much of a slow burn because Alina had always been pining over him.
Yeah.
And she never realized that he felt the same way for her. So you kind of wanted it to be a bit more of a slow burn again?
Yeah,
for this season?
Because although she doesn't have any feelings for the Darkling, she did have a connection to the Darkling, and I felt like that could have helped with the slow burn, but you know, whatever.
It would have been so angsty.
Yeah, I would have liked that, but they didn't choose to do that, so I guess they're together. But
they really are though.
Dude, they last in this town for like 2 seconds because they immediately realize that Alina is the Sun Summoner, and it's really sweet.
The town.
Yeah, the town realizes. It's really sweet because
also, wait, just to bring up, she's seen as someone who conspired with the Darkling because everyone just assumed that she was his, like, I guess, teammate, whatever, because he killed a bunch of people in the fold, and, you know, everyone's like, damn, our Sun Summoner, she's doing the same shit too. Yeah. And so a lot of people assume the worst of her.
But it's a little half and half, right? Her. Because there are people who see her as a saint.
Split. Yeah, exactly. So people are split in their feelings for her, but she does feel that pressure.
Yeah, she is. But I think it's really nice that when she went to the library to go find more information about this amplifier that she's looking for, and she got caught, the librarian that was there helped her escape. And did the librarian escape with her? Was that Nadia?
No, because Nadia knew the other people like David. So I don't think that was Nadia.
Oh, you're right. But it was just someone who escaped and kind of just went with her, right? Because didn't they see her on the boat and she was playing cards with the others? I thought that was sweet because it just shows that like Alina does have support, but not from everyone, just from the select few that are like
which
devout.
I like. Yeah, I really like that because it's realistic. Obviously, like some people are gonna assume the worst, obviously. And there was even a couple that was arguing in the library, and one of them was like, "Oh, well, because of her, I lost this person because of what the Darkling did," and so now they're blaming her as well. And the girl who was talking with him was like, "But she's a saint." So I think that encapsulated like everyone's opinions.
Yeah,
and they're kind of just torn. And then also just to note, because of what's happening with the Darkling, the Grisha are being hunted again. So there's that. There's like a war between the first and the second army.
Dude, it's so much fucking shit happening everywhere. So
I know.
I want to kind of speed up through this whole Amplifiers quest because Alina and Mal end up getting found by a person, and his name is Sturmhond. And he's just kind of like, hey, you seem important. Well, it's kind of like they don't really know why he wants to help, but he does. He says that because she is the Sun Summoner, he wants to be able to like help her with a thing. And Sturmhond is the owner of this boat, and he's a pirate. And they are basically
a privateer, okay?
Oh, sorry. Oh my God, I forgot he gets triggered.
Don't be rude. Damn, it's like you learned nothing from that one episode.
So, this privateer basically takes Alina to go find this amplifier, and they do. And you know, I don't think some people make it, honestly, but when they get back on the boat, they get the amplifier, and it's just like a bunch of scales from this really deadly fish that almost killed everyone, but it's okay, some people made it. And
the important ones made it.
So they basically make Alina hold her arms out, and they start like mending the scales into her skin. And while that's happening, she sees like the final glimpses of this amplifier, this animal's life. And in those final glimpses, when it would look up and it would look at Mal, for some reason, Mal was always illuminating in the eyes of this creature. And Alina doesn't really understand why that's happening, but she doesn't question it at this time. But it is interesting that for some reason he was more dazzling than usual, because I know he's always glowing, but dude, Mal is so
glint
cute
in his eyes.
I know. Even the amplifier thought that. It was like, oh hey, that guy's kind of
oh my god,
wait,
is it just me or his eyes fucking glowing right now?
Is it hot in here? Damn.
It was so funny because then the creature starts attacking Mal. So it's like,
oh,
I mean, are you like in love or are you mad?
I know, babe. Oh my god, playing hard to get, babe. You killed me, right? Is it? Oh no, it's Alina that kills it. But
yeah, it's Alina.
But it's weird that this it's weird that this happened, but they give it to her and she like tests out her sun summoner abilities, and it's so much stronger, but it's very like not controlled.
Chaotic.
Yeah, she was kind of just letting it all loose, and dude, she could have killed someone. God damn, she gotta watch where she point that thing.
No. She gave no fucks, honestly.
I know, dude.
I know, she could have fucking blinded her whole team with her light.
Dude, that kind of reminds me, very relatable to Alina. That kind of reminds me of that one time that, when I was at work, I once told my coworker to unlock my phone so that she could check something for me. And you know how my brightness is always at 100? We were just in a very dark room, and she was behind me, and she was like, oh, let me see your phone. And I gave it to her, and you just hear her go like, ah. I'm just like, what happened? She's like, dude, what the fuck? You trying to blind someone with that shit?
Why do you have it so high, dude? I always have it at the lowest it can possibly go. And
I
that's
can't
too high for me. Well, open your eyes. I don't know what to tell you.
But
Damn.
Okay, to keep going.
Let's keep it moving.
Let's check on the six of crows.
What's happening with the no? What's happening with the Darkling during this time?
The Darkling, remember,
the Darkling, he's alive. He's breathing. He's walking.
Dude, okay, well,
he's
walking. I would
off.
I would say crawling, because that bitch crawled out of the fucking shadow fold.
I thought you were gonna say strutting. I was like, I mean, yeah, so true. He's strutting.
It's like a Grisha who is keeping an eye on the shadow fold. He has to like recount what he sees, and it was weird because I saw the Darkling come out, and he just was voguing the entire time. And I know I'm supposed to call immediately and report when something happens, but I was so fixated. I was transfixed by his beauty. I couldn't. And then he had Nishiboya behind him that are also voguing. God damn.
They're just mimicking him.
But
I wish.
I know that it doesn't really explain it in the show, but I do want to mention it because it is important. Because he had spent so much time in the shadow fold, he developed a power where he can control these shadow creatures, but only to a certain extent. Like, he can make them, but he can't really control what they do, which is like, I guess, like an upside. Yeah, you have an army. Downside, you can't really tell him shit. So he is out of the shadow fold and able to create these Nishivoya. And because of it, it kind of is used as an intimidation factor, because with all these Grisha now being hunted, he creates his own Grisha army and is like, okay, we're just going to have to scare everyone into being on our side. Because obviously the world's gone to shit.
That's just his strategy as well. He's always wanted to rule with fear. Yeah. And when he shows up, he does also save, some Grisha who were being like held hostage, I guess. Like they were locked up like by the fold because the fold kept expanding. And when he showed up, he saves everyone, and he pretty much says, his plan or whatever. And then he sees Genya there too. And the thing about Genya is that she always looks a little scared.
Yeah.
But everyone's surprised that he made it, that he survived the fold.
Yeah. Because, I mean, he was gone for a bit. And to be able to survive on foot, that's wild. But he does create a little army of people. And just to mention, he does, you know, find his mom too. But because the mom was basically the one that let Alina know that the Darkling's a baddie, he cages his mom. You know when your mom's a little too wild and you have to put her in the cage.
Cage?
We've all done it. Come on.
Okay, Joe Goldberg. She's like a fucking cage now.
Have you seen that picture of the abuelita in the cage? That's my favorite dude. Wait. Everyone pause this episode. This is gonna get cut.
Don't pause this episode.
This is gonna get cut until I get your reaction of the best image that is ever to like bless my eyes. Oh, I found it. Dude, this is my favorite photo.
What is it?
It's exactly what I'm saying. When your mom too wild and you gotta put her in the cage.
Oh my god. What the fuck? Yeah, it's all fun and games until they don't let you out.
You know, you admit your son's a baddie one time and all of a sudden you get the cage? Kind of rude. But
I mean, she was being honest, you know?
Yeah, she was. We
should
a
really
baddie.
commend her for that.
I know, we really should. But instead, she gets the cage. But
let's just also bring up the fact that he still has a bit of a, like, I don't know what to call it, like a link between him and Alina. So he feels her. He knows that she's alive.
Which is a weird thing because he took the amplifier, his amplifier was taken out of his body. So he doesn't really understand how this link is still there.
Yeah, because you, me, Alina, we had all assumed that the link would be severed when she, you know, cut that thing off of him.
Yeah. But he is going through a lot too, because with him being in the Shadowfold for so long, even though he gets to control the Nishivoya, he has like a permanent scar on his face and just like a permanent connection to this darkness. And although Genya tries to help mend it, there's only so much that she can do. And then there's another Grisha who's just kind of like, well, I can try my best to like use, basically it's like Morost's studies, which are like a very messed up way to fix the issue. And basically I don't know what they're planning to do, but they're planning to like use more of the darkness to kind of make it better. And this is something that Baghra is completely against, but you know, she's caged, so she doesn't really get an opinion in this.
Her opinion doesn't fucking matter. Like she's not even really there anymore. But I do just want to bring up that it's obvious that this is making the Darkling very sick. Like, yes, like he's sick.
But back to the crows real quick. It's funny because I want to call them the 6 of crows, but there's only 3 of them right now.
Yeah, so, no girl. No 6 here.
When they get to Keter Dam, they're fucking I know.
Damn.
Because that's how I feel about it. Dude, their fucking shit is gone. Because they go to the 6 of crows, like the Crows Club. It's not the fucking Crows Club anymore. It's owned by Pekka Rollins, that bitch.
That fucking bitch.
If you don't know.
You know what? The crows were gone for one fucking day. And all of a sudden their club was refurbished.
Fuck is my shit? Where the fuck is my shit? And
I love that Jesper was like, my hats.
Dude, the most important part. But if you don't know who Pekka Rollins is, he's basically this one bitch who ruined Kaz's life because I'm gonna say this now because they mention it later. But a long time ago, Kaz had a brother. His name was Jordy, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Jordy.
And Jordy wanted to make fast money. So they made friends with Pekka Rollins, who used a different name back then. And they were like, bitch, we're going to make so much money. Didn't work out. They both Jordy and Kaz ended up getting the plague. And back then, because there were so many people dying of the plague, they had to basically dispose of the bodies in like mass like trashes. And they would just send it out into the ocean because what else do you do? And because Kaz had survived, he basically had to use Geordie's dead body to like row himself back to Ketterdam. So Pekka Rollins, not really a cool man.
That wasn't shown in the show though, but yeah, that did happen in the book.
It did show it in chunks. Cuz they showed when he woke up.
He touched his stomach and he was grossed out, obviously. And he was crying and looking at his brother. Why did you say it like that? And he was crying and looked at his brother, and his brother was obviously gone.
Yeah.
And it didn't show how he got back to, Ketterdam.
I don't think they're ever going to mention it. I think they're just going to mention that that's the reason he was grossed out. But
yeah,
sorry, I kind of add a little spice and flavor. Maybe read the book. But anyway,
that's why he doesn't like people touching him, and he's always wearing gloves.
Yeah, thank you. That's why he looks so fierce. Actually, he just looks like that. Okay, so the Crows Club is now owned by Pekka Rollins, and it's like
that
weird.
Bitch.
Thank you, fucker. Okay, so we try. Oh, this episode has to be explicit just because of how much we hate Pekka Rollins.
That fucking trash bag.
Trash bag, old ass bitch. Okay, so this bitch owns everything, and it's weird. Dude, I'm trying to talk.
I'm sorry. Okay, keep going.
Dude, you know what rage rooms are? When it's like places you destroy. Yeah. It's funny. This is gonna be our rage room because we're gonna start letting out everything that's ever hurt us in our lives. So we're gonna be Pekka Rollins. You never took me to my piano recital, and it's like, whoa, that ain't Pekka Rollins you're blaming, okay?
Just be like, that bitch went out for milk and he never fucking came back.
I sense something else is going on, but okay. Go off, queen.
Oh my God. My stomach hurts. Stop it.
I'm sorry.
God. Okay, breathe. We're serious here.
We've been talking about the same scene for like 10 minutes. Oh,
dude.
God.
But let me just say this now. I'm gonna just say this right now.
Okay.
In the book, it's only Kaz that hates Pekka Rollins, but in the show, everyone has beef with him. Like literally, he's just fucking shit up for everyone.
I kind of don't think I like that. I kind of like the idea of just
really
Kaz
either
hating him.
Yeah.
But it's something that Pekka, that bitch, develops though, because
you're on first name basis now.
Pekka P. Rollins,
me and Pecky. We rolling.
Fucking Jesper is like, who took our club? And then Kaz like, Pecky with the hair. Oh my God. We have to move on. I want to mention that when this is happening, Kaz is irrationally angry, and he's usually level-headed. Okay. I can't that you're laughing.
Wait. I need 2 minutes to it. Hold on. Dude, why are we always giggly when we're talking about Six of Crows?
Oh my God. Dude, I have such a special place in my heart for the Crooked Kingdom duology, but I think it's because we talked about it. Like, I think there's like an extra charm to it than our Shadow and Bone talk.
Thank you. I agree with you. But okay, sorry, keep going.
So when it's revealed that the Crows Club is no more, Kaz gets irrationally angry when he figures out that Pekka Rollins is the one who took over. And in Jesper and in Nej's eyes, it's weird because it's like, you're usually level-headed, even when you're angry. So the fact that you're like kind of all over the place right now is really it's just out of character. But they're very loyal to Kaz. So as if Kaz says that he wants to get rid of a bitch, then they're gonna get rid of a bitch.
They're like, fuck, we're gonna get rid of this bitch then. All right.
So
you know what? Get you real friends like that.
I know. It's like Pekka Rollins, he's not a bad guy, and Kaz is like, I hate him. Yeah, fuck that bitch.
You know what? Fuck that bitch.
I knew I never liked the look in his eye.
No, seriously.
They get caught though because they're wanted for some reason, and it's assumed that Pekka Rollins blamed I don't know if it's assumed or just known. Pekka Rollins basically blamed the death of a bunch of people on these three individuals, and
he frames Kaz mainly.
Yeah, but because Inej and Jess are part of it, they also get in trouble. And I kind of want to speed this part up a little bit, but just know that Jess and Kaz are basically approached by a man, and at this time, is it Sturmhond who approaches them?
Wasn't it just Kaz and Jesper, and then it was somebody else, but Sturmhond is there.
Yeah.
And this other person made it seem like he was the leader, but Kaz was looking at their attire and he was like, actually, I know this order is coming from that guy. And it was Sturmhond.
So Sturmhond is talking to the crows, and this is taking place before that whole amplifier quest, I believe. So
yeah, it is.
He tells them like, hey, you were supposed to find Alina. You didn't find her. Yes, you did. It's like a bunch of back and forth. But they are asked to do another quest. And it's basically that they need to go to this place that is specifically like the Shu live there. They're called Shu, right?
Yeah. In Shuhan.
Thank you. They're supposed to go to Shuhan, and they're supposed to approach a saint and go get her sword because it's a sword that's able to kill anything. And the reason they need it is because of the Darkling, remember, can now make Nishivoya, which are soldiers that cannot be taken down. So they are asked to go find this sword and bring it back to Sturmhond. And
yes, well, actually, that's out of order though, because when he first approaches them, it's just to find out where Alina is.
Yeah,
and then later on, the crows are approached by Zoya and oh my god, I forgot that character's name, and someone else, and they're the ones who tell them, "Oh, I have a job for you," and they have to go.
Is it Zoya and David?
No, not David. It's the one with the sister. Let me see. I have a list right here.
Oh, Tamar and oh my god, I forget his name too. Tamar and
Tolia. Tolia?
Yes.
So they're there, and they pretty much give the task to the crows to go find, like you said, the weapon to destroy the Nishivoya.
I'm sorry that I said it out of order. Watch the series.
No, it's fine. We could just sum everything up. That's fine.
But yeah, they are going on this quest. Of course, it happens in a different pacing. But just know that they do gather kind of like a little group. It's not 6 of crows, but it is 5 of crows so far. And it is with Nina, the Heartrender. And the only reason she really joins them is because she can't really go back to the Grisha because of everything that's happening. And the fact that she committed treason by helping Drew Skell, who is very against the Grisha. And she, remember, fell in love with Matthias, who is a Druskel, and really wants to get him out of this prison that she sent him to because that was the better outcome than where he would have went. But he didn't take it that way. So he saw it more so as a betrayal. That's really her only reason in being in the 6 of Crows and helping. Can I say something? I don't want to talk much about the book. I love this Nina so much in season 2. I love her a lot. And I am glad that they portrayed her the way they did. But they also get help from this like chemist, I guess. I don't know what you would call you would call Wylan. What is he? Is he just a bomb guy?
Bomb maker. He makes bombs.
He's really good at powders and shit.
I guess he would be a chemist, yeah. Right?
Yeah, but they hire him too because Wylan can make bombs.
Love that. That was on his resume specifically. Highlighted and everything.
His resume was a bomb, actually. He just gave them a bomb.
Oh my god. Yeah. So explosives.
Love that.
I don't fucking know.
Okay. Where do we continue? Because that's kind of what's going on with the crows. Remember, Alina, she just got some scales in her skin. She sees that her boyfriend is dazzling. Oh, and then, caged mom. But I
Caged
think
mom.
Kay Bagra's like, let me out. Okay. Anyway.
Yeah.
To go back to Alina, actually, she is so confused on why Sturmhond helped her so much, but he reveals that although he's not a privateer, he is also.
Well, he doesn't really reveal it. Someone else reveals it for him.
It's funny
so
though,
it's like,
because
yeah, but like, there's a difference between being like, "Hey, girl, by the way, I'm also," then someone else being like, "Oh my god,
wait, well, you tell me,
it was you."
You tell me, because I don't remember the reveal. Then how was it revealed that he wasn't what he seemed? How was his Hannah Montana reveal?
I know, literally, and he's also blonde-ish, so it's kind of funny. So they were going on a quest, right? I forgot where they were headed, but pretty much they see him as only this pirate. But when they reached down to the ground, because they went over they went through the Shadowfold, I believe.
Yeah.
It was at the moment when she tried to use her power and she got really, really weak because she kept seeing the Darkling.
I think it was.
So after, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know what? Go watch it. So pretty much when they get to the ground, these soldiers come up to them and they're like, they're Rofkins, I believe. But they were very hostile until the leader notices that Sturmhond is actually the prince.
Yes.
And that's when they all get down on their knee. And Sturmhond reveals himself to be Nikolai Lantsov.
Yes.
And Alina doesn't take it very well. Like,
and it kind of sucks.
I think she's mad.
It kind of sucks too, because when it's revealed, Nikolai's like, and guess who I brought? Alina, the Sun Summoner. And I think
my bestie.
I think immediately when they're out of like the public eye, Alina punches him, right?
No, she does it in the public eye. Like, she literally goes up to him and punches him in the face.
Love that.
Which I don't love that for her, actually. Don't do that.
I think they don't end up, because is this when they go to that little bunker where all the Grisha are hiding?
No.
When do they go there?
They go. Don't they go there as a result? Oh yeah, no, they go to the palace. They're at the palace first, and then Nikolai's brother is there, and they're doing like this whole ceremony, and they accidentally invited way too many people, and Nikolai is so mad about it because he's like, you're revealing where our location is, and that's when they start seeing like shadow coming in, and so everyone's fighting, trying to survive, and the Nishivoya are fucking shit up, and that's why they go down into like the bunker area, because they're trying to survive the shadows.
Dude, can I just say, I know we said that part really, really quick. Go watch the show. But I just want to say that whole lead up when you figure out that it's Nikolai and her basically like staying by his side, because it's like, okay, we need to present ourselves in a way that's like we're working together so that people believe in us and that we have a cause and there will be people on our side. We can create an army. And so Nikolai basically comes up with this plan that he's gonna marry Alina and propose to her at this dinner, and he does. And it is only for
wasn't the whole reasoning behind that because he wanted his people to trust her too?
Yes.
Because of the way that she's seen.
Yes. And Alina
it's also for her sake.
And Alina kind of pushes it too, because she's like, I can be in charge of the second army. I don't mind. And Mal gets a little angry at that, because it's like, wow, you're like fighting for people that don't even connect with you at all. Like, there's no point in you doing this. but she really does want to help. And then when it gets to the party that was too big, I fucking hate this because at this party, before the party even fucking started, Alina and Mal were caught kissing. And it was by Nikolai's brother, who's like the incompetent prince. And they fucking arrest Mal. And so at this party, Mal's missing the whole time. And I'm so fucking mad that that happened. Because the whole party happens, things go to shit. Fucking Nikolai's brother lasts 2 seconds because the Nishivoya rips him in half.
Yeah.
Not saying it was deserved, but I mean, God's timing really hit on that one.
Right.
But all the shit goes down.
The funny thing is that he was literally like talking shit about Nikolai too. Like the Nishimori was really like, don't talk shit about Nikolai. He's my man.
It's funny because it's like the brother, like, what are you, a pirate? Like, what are you, just like a pirate? And then the Nishimoya comes, it's a privateer, and like rips him in half. Thanks, bitch. Work. The Nishimoya vogues away. It's like, oh my god, she's powerful. We can't stop him.
I can't. When you're fucking voguing.
Oh my gosh.
They're fucking shadows,
dude,
man.
this whole thing happens. Everyone has to escape, and they basically have to live in a bunker. Immediately after this fight, Nikolai takes everyone to the bunker along with the queen, and is just kind of like, we're gonna have to live down here for a bit until we can figure out how to get rid of the Darkling. And dude, I fucking hate how this shit plays out, because it's a lot of people end up coming. Like, we see Zoya and David in this bunker, and then give a little information about how the Darkling is still alive. He's still out there. We learn a little bit more about the connection that Alina has to the Darkling, that it is an actual connection and it's not just a dream. We learn that, well, Alina learns that the crows are kind of helping, but they don't know where they're at yet. And all of this shit is going on. And Mal just kind of shows up way later, fucking bloody as fuck. And Alina's like, where the fuck were you, Mal? And it's like,
I knew you didn't fucking care about me, you fucking bitch.
Okay, queen. Can I call you queen? I just fucking escaped prison, bitch. And I escaped it for you. Like, you cannot yell at me for escaping prison. Because that shit, you know what? That shit was hard. Okay? And like, I fucking hate that Mal just showed up out of nowhere. That made me so fucking angry.
Yeah, because it didn't make sense. Because 1 minute he was being dragged away, and then the next he just fucking showed up. What the fuck? What happened?
Stupid. It was so stupid.
And it was the same. It was like the same day too. So it's like, you know, that's not consistent at all.
It's funny. Everyone's all like, you know, things are horrible at the bunker. And fucking Mal, guess who survived, bitch? No one cares. I voted off with 10 Nishiboya, and they were so shocked with how I voted. They just disappeared. That's how fucking powerful I am. That's how you get shit done. Like, oh my god, Mal. Calm down.
Literally, as he's coming down the stairs, he's voguing. Like, I'm here, bitches.
You know that scene in Camp Rock 2 where Demi Lovato and the rest of the campers are walking and they're doing that little dun, 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 Camp Rock. That's fucking Mal. And then Nikolai's like, he's really good. Oh my god.
That's literally what happens. I love that happened.
Dude, watch the show. We're like saying it so spot on. I think we should get paid for this.
Netflix, where's our check?
I know. Netflix like messages us and is like, please, can you not make the show better than we did, because we're gonna get a lot of hate. Okay, we should have came up with the voguing.
Jobless.
Tim at the meeting said we should add voguing. We didn't think it was gonna work, but now honestly, I'm a little embarrassed. I'm a little embarrassed he said no.
ahead of our time, honestly.
Dude,
Oh my god.
But oh gosh, this connection.
It sucks. Wait, can I just? Oh, you're probably gonna. Yeah, I think you were gonna bring that up.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
And it sucks because obviously Mal shows up, and they're in the bunker. Before he sees Alina, he's asking Nikolai, where she's at. And Alina, after having a conversation with Bagra, she figures out that she can use this link to her advantage, right? So she is sitting down and she envisions herself with the Darkling. She's seeing him. And the way that this link works is that they can actually feel one another, like physically, like touch. So she goes up to him. She's kind of manipulating him, kind of making it seem like, babe, you were so right. Like, nobody loves me here. And you know what? You're the only one who's ever seen me for me.
Yeah.
And so she gets closer to him and she tries to burn off the mark that is keeping them linked together with her light.
Yeah.
But Mal sees her and she's like, fucking all this light is coming out of her because the Darkling is an amplifier, so when they're touching, her light gets a little bit crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So he's trying to get her out because he doesn't know what's happening. And it sucks because she was so close to, breaking this link that she gets mad at Mal for getting her out of that connection.
Dude, I understand her frustration, but I kind of I don't know if it's at this point, I think it is, that Mal points out, like, you know what? You're doing all this shit, Alina. You are doing all of this. But if you think about it, the only reason I'm here looking for the amplifiers, helping out, doing all this is for you. Like, it is not because I care about things as much as I don't care about Rafka as much as you do. I am doing it for you. So I'm sorry, but I will help you find the Firebird and then I'm out. Because obviously this shit ain't working.
And it sucks because, like, I don't know. Obviously, I don't know what happens in the books, but in the first book, it really felt like it was unrequited love. But I think the show did a really good job at showing Mal's emotions. Mm-hmm. And I really feel that he really loves her. So in moments like that, because, they had a couple fights throughout the season.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, Mal, you right, though. You're so right. Like, she's wrong. She's wrong for that. Like, I understand her frustration and she really wants to save Rafka, but she's putting herself in danger. And there's even a moment when she's kind of like insinuating, like, well, it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter, like, what happens to her so long as the fold gets destroyed, which I really feel for her because she's like the only one who can do it. And that sucks.
Can I bring up one thing in the book where this parallels?
Yeah.
Because I'll try to be short about this, but I agree with you. I really like that you can see like how much deeper the relationship is in like the perspective of Mal, like how much he values her and how at this point he's not really being valued back. And you can see this a lot. I'm pretty sure it's in the second book, but when Mal is presented in front of Nikolai's people, like all of these people who are like way richer than him, value life in a different way, and just see Alina as Sun Summoner. Alina has to fit in, of course, because of that whole proposal thing. But Mal is just kind of there, and he's not, in their eyes, Alina's boyfriend. He's just someone from one of the armies that is helping, and he's also a really good tracker. That's really the only reason he's there. And so Mal is kind of forced by Alina to go to all of these things, like to go to like, oh, wake up and hunt with these rich people. Oh, go camping with these rich people. Oh, you should go on an expedition with these rich people. And he's going to all these things. And Alina gets kind of like mad because it's like, wow, would you just rather spend time with them instead of me? And then Mal gets angry, of course, and he's just like, you know what? I just went hunting with these people, and I told them about this one time that it was like something small, like you used to be scared of the dark, or you used to not like to swim. It was something like that small. And then she was like, why would you do that? Why would you tell him that? And I was like, because I'm trying to make you look human. Like, you know, you're going through a lot of shit. And of course,
Aw.
people are scared of you and not everyone trusts you. And I'm trying to make them
Mhm.
trust you. And obviously, you are not seeing everything I'm doing. And of course, he
Uh-huh.
can't kill the Nishivoya, but what he can do is bring humanity back to her character. And I
Mhm.
fucking love that. I love that he was out there doing that shit. And then when they had
Mhm.
their moment of like, we're gonna break up, it felt a lot more impactful because it's like, oh shit, he is doing a lot. Like, you don't see it because
Yeah.
obviously he's over, like, he's not the main character. He's going through his own thing, but he's
Yeah.
going through a lot of shit too. So I like that that was kind of referenced in this little breakup that they had.
Dude, and I
Mal
need to
really
read it.
putting his whole pussy into this. So, like,
His whole ass pussy. Wouldn't it be his pussy?
remember last time when I kept using ussy and then I tried saying like he put his whole penis into this? I was like, he put his whole pussy. Wait, it's just pussy.
And the light bulb just went off.
But so Mal and Alina have this little breakup, and he basically is like, okay, let's go fucking find Bagra and let's just go find the Firebird, and that's it. And it turns out that the Firebird is somewhere where this family, the Morost family, used to live, and they're known because at this point David had already went to the bunker and given the Morost kind of like paperwork, and it's the study of how to like harness this darkness, and it's not a good study. It's not agreed with the way that it's done. That's technically what the Darkling is doing, but they know that he might have info on the Firebird. So when Alina, Mal, and Bagra go, they go to like the house, and it's closed by a stone. And Bagra tells this little story about how in the Morost family, there were two daughters, and one of the daughters used this one attack called the cut, and it was because she had a lot of power in her, a lot of Grisha power, and didn't mean to hurt her sister, but because her sister did something, she used the cut and cut her sister in half, and she was never forgiven. And then when she mentions that, she's like, oh, and by the way, the Morost door can't be opened by someone who's not a Morost. And she uses her blood, and it's like, good thing I'm one, bitch. Yeah. Yeah, my sister was cut in half.
Losers.
Fuck her. That's what she gets for stealing my scrunchie. So
that was my favorite scrunchie, okay? You bitches wouldn't get it. There was no scrunchies back then.
And she vogues in, and then they're like, damn, I guess it's part of the family. And dude,
Bitches be voguing.
Good connection too, because if you recall, Mal also vogued. And that's important later, because they basically go in here, and Alina's looking through the papers, and Mal and Bagra kind of walk out, and Bagra's like, hey, I don't know how to tell you this, but the Firebird,
bitch, stop looking.
Stop looking, because you'll find it within yourself. It's like, thanks
Literally,
Bagra.
bitch.
Those words are very, very, very motivating, but I actually do need to find it. It's like, bitch, I'm not trying to motivate you. How do I say this? How do I say this without saying this? But bitch, you gotta die soon. Sorry, bitch. Sorry.
She like gives him a rose, like R.I.P. my guy.
Wait, are you my nephew? And he's like, grandma? Are you my grandchild? Wait. I know.
Wait, that's so funny. That's so funny because he's literally an orphan. He doesn't know. Oh shit. He's literally, oh my God, shut up. He's literally an orphan. He doesn't know any of his family members. So he should have been like, oh my God, finally, I know someone. Damn.
Dude, it sucks. It sucks because Mal figures out that he is related to this family. So technically him and the Darkling are cousins. Love that for him. Love that for him.
He's like, hey, cuz.
I don't remember the beats of this part, but I do.
So pretty much, she while while Bagara and Mal are talking outside,
Mhm.
Alina is inside and the Darkling just shows up because, again, they still have that link, and he shows up and he starts attacking her because she had attacked him the last time, so he's over it. He's like, you know what, babe, I thought it was me and you against the world, you, me, and the Nishivoya, but I guess not, babe. So he starts hella choking her. He pushes her against the wall, and he's like, he's just, I don't know if he wants to kill her or just torture her. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But then Bagara shows up. She kind of like pulls him apart, and she tells Alina and Mal to go because she's like, everything's gonna die with me, pretty much. And she starts burning everything around. And it was really sad because Alina really didn't want to leave her. Like, she literally was like, I don't want her to die for me.
Yeah.
But Mal's like, no, babe, please. Just let her die. It's fine.
It's
So he
fine.
pulls her. They go outside. He fucking closes the door, like, with his blood. And it's like, okay, bitch. Subtle. And then Bagara and the Darkling have this moment together where he thinks he's doing all of this for the right reasons, like for the Grisha, because they were hunted before. He knows it's going to happen again, and that's why he wants to just like move the fold and just have it consume fucking everyone, apparently.
Mhm.
And Bagara, I obviously don't know the books, but the way that she speaks to him, it's like she very much taught him this way, right? Like, to be hardened by life. And she almost seems like remorseful for that with the way that she speaks to him. But eventually she starts attacking him. And obviously the Nishivoya, anytime anyone attacks the Darkling, they just attack that person and they kill her, pretty much.
And dude, it sucks because it hella affects the Darkling, like the death of his mom.
Yeah. Ugh. Well, before she dies, she actually cuts off his hand, so the link is severed because the link was in the back of his hand.
Mm-hmm. Yes. After Mal and Alina leave, Alina is very like confused because she's like, we got to go back there. We got to help Bagra. We know we need hints on like how to find the Firebird. And Mal's like, I don't know how to tell you, but he starts voguing, and she's like, no. Like, no. I didn't want to learn this way. But
I knew it runs in the family.
I knew it. But she figures out that he is the third amplifier, and now she's put in a situation that's like, okay, in order to get the third amplifier, I have to kill Mal. And like, that's basically the only way to stop the Darkling, if I kill Mal. And she is so against it. Like, she is like, nope, I need to figure something else out. We need to go back and, reconvene, basically.
Well, at first she's like, well, let's just run away. We'll just leave. It doesn't even matter. We'll leave everything behind. But Mal is like, no,
you don't.
We can't. Yeah.
I'm surprised we're talking so much about Alina's parts, like a lot. But I'm glad that we are, because it is a really big part of Shadow and Bone. But the Six of Crows,
because it is Shadow and Bone. I feel like the Crows, we can just sum it up in like 2 sentences.
Okay, fine. So
I know you. You wanted to talk about Wyland for like 50 minutes.
Shut up! Of course I did.
Did you just shut me up?
I'm sorry.
Podcast over.
Okay. So going back to Alina, she and Mal go back to the bunker.
Going back to Wyland.
Specifically only him. So Alina goes back to the bunker with Mal, and they basically have to come up with a plan quick because the Darkling's army is already moving forward. And I don't know if we mentioned this. I don't think we did. But Jenya and David, who were originally with the Darkling, both tried to escape together to go find Alina. And only David ended up escaping because Jenya was caught and her face was completely fucked up, which is kind of, it's tragic because for someone who helped the Darkling for so long, like her her strongest thing being her beauty, which is really fucked up, that was taken away from her. And it's
And
sad.
it sucks because she's a fabricator, so she's always like fixing
Yes.
people, and also their beauty. So, and just the fact that she can't do that to herself is really sad.
I know, but David is so sweet to her. Like, so fucking
not when
sweet.
he abandons her.
Okay.
When he like abandoned her, I was like, what up? I mean, I get it, but I was still mad.
But I really like their relationship, and it's sweet because like they're also both very needed in this war that they're having. So we have Jenya, who's kind of basically the healer, and then we have David, who's helping with like weaponry, and this shit is about to go down. And when it does, I think Nikolai, along with other people, leave, and Alina stays behind.
Yeah, Nikolai's team is leaving, and Alina and Mal stay behind because they're trying to just use a piece of him to be the amplifier. But nothing gets cut of him, because then all of a sudden these fucking shadows just show up out of nowhere.
It's kind of funny because that whole piece leading up to like, okay, we're not going to kill Mal for the amplifier, but we're just going to use his pinky. David was going to cut his pinky off and basically like just they were going to use the bone and then they were going to mend whatever. And he couldn't even cut a pinky. He was just like, no, this is really
he was
tough.
Like, can anyone else want to do this? Anyone? Any takers? No.
But you're right. They're completely shrouded by darkness, and it's because the shadow fold has now been extended, and they are now just thrown into the battle. So there are Nishivoya everywhere. And remember, the crows were sent out to go get this weapon, but they're not there, and they're fighting these enemies that are impossible to kill. And so hell fucking breaks loose for a good second, because Nikolai's team is like running back to try to go help, but like they're being chased by these Grisha,
like super Grisha,
who have been amplified by morose study with like this darkness, and it's not going well. It is going really bad. And I think like literally near the last second, Inej pops up with the sword and is like, "Here, Saint, I knew you needed it, bitch." And you know, they kill like hella Nishivoya, and a lot of shit goes down. Watch the show, a lot goes down. But just to talk about the climax of the whole thing, which is the fight with the Darkling and Alina, it felt a little, and it did in the book too. What's the word? Anticlimactic. How he died?
Yeah.
Because
I agree with you.
He kind of just dies.
Yeah, literally, that bitch.
I know. Not even one quick vogue. He couldn't put it. He didn't have it in him.
I wanted him to be like the king from Shrek, you know, where he's like gonna die supposedly, but then he doesn't.
How did he die again? Did he get hit with the cut?
He did get hit with the cut, but it was kind of just like a graze. And so first of all, let's just say that Alina does kill Mal. Oops, sorry. And she uses his power, I guess, and she destroys the fold that way. And the Darkling is just kind of like on the ground for a second, but then he stands up and he starts telling her, well, he just starts telling her, if there's no darkness, then what's the point of light, right? Like, that's what he's insinuating. Like, you need me to be the monster, and I can be the monster for you, because eventually, like, they're gonna turn on you, they're not gonna trust you, and then you'll know that all of this sacrifice was for nothing. And she uses the sword that could kill the Nishivoya and pretty much like stabs him with it, because before she stabs him with it, it looks like she was gonna like attack him, I believe, and then that's when the Nishivoya attacked her, and she realized that the Darkling couldn't control it, and so that's why she kills him. She just stabs him, and that was pretty much it.
I'm a little confused,
and
because
he does ask her to not let anything of him to like remain in the world. Like, he was like, get rid of everything, like literally
burn me,
gone. Yeah.
I'm a little confused because when everything ended, remember the crows are there too. So Alina starts screaming for Nina to come and save Mal, and she tries
Mm-hmm.
to but is unable to. And then Alina looks over at the Darkling and she does
Uh-huh.
something, doesn't she?
She uses that. I'm confused too because I assumed that
Morose, yeah.
Whatever the dark magic. I just always assumed that it was like an actual like thing
Me too. Like
or like
a
a
tangible
spell or
thing.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, or like a spell or something. But she just glances at the Darkling, looks back at Mal, and then her hand turns black, or like it starts like black veins start appearing on there. And she brings Mal back to life, but it didn't really explain how she did that. So I don't really know
I hope
what
I'm
happened.
saying that name right, by the way. I've just been saying that name, but I'm not even know. Oh no, Morozova. Morozova. Merzost is the name of the magic.
Okay, well, yeah, that.
Okay. Go watch it.
But even Nina was Nina was looking at her like, what the fuck? Because she knew that Mal wasn't like gonna come back on his own or with her help, I guess.
I wonder if that means that there's gonna be repercussions to the way Mal is. Because there was never anything mentioned and nothing was weird with him, when he came back. He doesn't vogue anymore, of course. He lost it.
And that's literally his entire personality.
It's funny. He like wakes up and he's like, wait. And he tries to vogue and he's like, no. The only thing that mattered to me.
Oh my God.
It sucks though, because when he died and came back, the part of the amplifier that connected him so much to Alina is now gone. So now he no longer feels that spark that he once felt with her. And he's just kind of like, I think that the only reason I liked you was because of that. And I'd rather
he's
not.
just he's very conflicted about it.
Because he still likes her, but not, now he's kind of like, I don't want that to be the only reason I liked you, And so with all this over, the Darkling is burned. Like, it's kind of awkward because they all just kind of watch him catch fire, and it's like,
It's like, let's just wait till he's done.
I know. But they watch him burn, and then they all kind of go their separate ways. With Mal, he is given the name Sturmhond and is now allowed to be a privateer, and he's gonna go and figure shit out because there's a lot going on in the world. And so he goes his own way and basically promises Alina, like, when they come back, like, maybe something can happen, but for right now, let's all pursue our own things. Alina stays behind and ends up getting married to Nikolai. Well, they were like in the process of getting married. And then the crows go back to Ketterdam and are basically, it's kind of insinuating.
Inej is with Mal.
I forgot
for
about
some
that.
reason.
Yeah, Inej is with Mal. So only Kaz, Jesper, Wylan, and Nina go back to Ketterdam. But Nina, she has that whole thing where she wants to save Matthias. It turns out that Pekka Rollins has been fucking shit up while he's been in jail, because he does go to jail at the end of season 2. And I don't know why, but it seems like Matthias kind of wanted to get out, like, when he saw Nina, but at the same time he's so fucked up with the way he thinks about things, and it's weird. But at the very end of the entire show, they make a reference to this one drug that's been amplifying people's powers, and it's called Jurda Parem, and that's actually it's the synopsis of Six of Crows. It's just referenced, and then it just ends. The end.
Well, it's not just referenced. What do you mean? We see when Nikolai is getting, like, during his coronation.
Oh yeah, you're right.
We see Grisha take the drug, and she's a heartrender, so she fucking starts fucking shit up and starts almost killing everyone, and then Alina does the cut, but it doesn't look like light anymore. It looks like shadow,
Yeah.
and she kills her,
Yep.
but she like smiles at the end.
Oh
my God, very Midsummer
my
vibes.
God. And you know what else we forgot? Fucking Nikolai.
Nikolai.
Yeah, Nikolai, during the whole fight with the Darkling War, when all of that was going on, he was being held down by a Nishivoya, and because of that connection to the Nishivoya, for some reason he sees Nishivoya, and like the mark where it was the mark where it was holding him, it's now like a growing black scar.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's also happening. And then, fuck, dude, it has so much where it can build off of. I'm excited to see where season 3 is going to go because I have no fucking idea what's going to happen.
I know, seriously.
I'm kind of shocked you didn't want to talk about the crows more, dude.
I didn't like what they did with the crows.
I knew it.
Like, at all.
Dude, well, I love you.
Everything was so fucking rushed with the crows. And also, like, Inej being with Mal and doing her voyage of saving slaves in the slaver ships, like, she doesn't realize that she wants to do that until the end of Crooked Kingdom. And also, I hated that the whole thing with Pekka Rollins and his son happened in this season because that was a big deal at the end of Crooked Kingdom.
And that was such a powerful part, too.
Yeah, like that part was like everything. Like the fact that he finally made Pekka Rollins get on his knees and beg. Like that's crazy. Like I just feel like their development is so out of whack now because of the way that they like framed everything.
It kind of sucks because this kind of goes back to how I think I don't think I ever said it in our Shadow and Bone episode because I hadn't finished the series before that. But I think I mentioned it when we read Six of Crows, that when Shadow and Bone season 1 came out, I really didn't want to watch it because I didn't like the idea of Alina existing in the same world as Six of Crows. Like, I didn't like that it was in the same timeline. And now I could tell you that because now you've watched it, because season 2 was the entirety of Siege and Storm and Ruin and Rising, which are both of the books in the Shadow and Bone trilogy. And that makes me so fucking angry that they did that because I don't know if you see the reviews of what people think about this. Everyone's talking about the Six of Crows, and everyone is so obsessed with the Six of Crows. They're obsessed with Nina and Matthias, Kaz, Inej, Jesper, Wyland. They're obsessed with like the dynamics of all 6 of them together, and it makes me so angry because Shadow and Bone is so good, but now it kind of seems like Alina's the side character of her own story. Like, people really just kind of want it to keep going because they're more interested in the crows, and because of them putting both of these stories together, it kind of fucked up Alina's story because she didn't get her definite ending. It ended with fucking Mal going away. That's so shitty. That's so shitty. And I'm okay if that would have happened in the story, but I wish they would have ended it and stayed true to the way Ruin and Rising ended.
Yeah.
Can I talk about that?
Well, I mean, they were supposed to end up together. I know that, and they were supposed to go to like an orphanage or something. I don't fucking know.
Dude, I don't want to talk much about it, but I'm also mad at the way they killed the Darkling and the way that everyone knew his fucking name was Alexander. Because in the book, I didn't like the way they killed him in that either. But I did like the final thing that he tells Alina. Because, you know, the Darkling's going through a lot of shit. You don't know if he's good, if he's evil, if he has no cause or anything. Or a heart at that.
Yeah.
You know. But when he dies in the book and Alina is holding him, because Alina also just stabs him. But I think it's with a regular knife, which is so anticlimactic. And she's basically she's basically holding him up, and they're having a final conversation, and he tells her like, oh, I've never told anyone this for like a very long time, but my real name is Alexander. Before I die.
And that is so impactful because he's had so many fucking lives.
Yeah.
So nobody knows his actual name.
And he says, before I die, can you just say my name one last time? Or can you say it one time? And then she just says his name and he dies. Because he just wanted her to say it. And that fucks me up. And they didn't even include that.
No. That would have been really impactful. But I don't know. I mean, I don't like the way that they made the show. Like, obviously, like, I really loved the characters and I was excited to see their journeys.
Yeah.
But I just felt like they just made it so convoluted by adding 3 different, like, stories. Yes. I would have been fine if Nikolai was included because I think he is in the book, right?
He is. He's in the second.
Why? Like, the Six of Crows didn't need to be in this one. I was okay with them being in the first season because that was before the book. Like, you know, Six of Crows book. But they didn't have to be in this season. I thought that whole thing of them being in the first season was just because they were going to make like a spinoff and it was just like getting everyone excited for it. I mean, but then they just fucked up everyone's dynamics. And I know you love Wylan and Jesper, but I hated that they already had a connection together.
Yes, I did too.
Before that. Like I don't understand.
Dude, I thought the reason I love Jesper and Wylan together was because of the buildup that it had from Six of Crows to Crooked Kingdom. And it was such a good buildup. I fucking love them. And it makes me so angry because the way that their relationship kind of started off as just kind of a fling that fucking Jesper forgot about, it ruins the whole thing. And they're making it impossible for them to bring up Kuwei. Because, like, they're already together. So what's the fucking point now? And I don't mind that they were in season 2 because I actually really like seeing them find this weapon together. And I think it's interesting that we get to see the dynamics between the crows before they become the Six of Crows. They even had like a little joke that Jesper was like, we got to come up with a name for us. What could it be? And, you know, he's like spitting out like a bunch of names. But it's not the Six of Crows. And it's kind of just making a joke at itself. Like, we know what the name is. But the fact that they included plot points that shouldn't be there yet is what fucks me up. Because
I know, like, they could have had them do anything else.
I know. They could have just been finding the sword. They did not have to add any of that extra shit. And it could have hinted at like future relationships. And dude, I'm so mad of the placement of that one line that Inej has with Kaz, the I want you with
I won't have you. I will have you without your armor or something like that, or I won't have you at all.
I fucking love that scene. And they just put it in there and I'm like, no, it doesn't happen yet.
They fucked it up. Also, they did a really shitty job with portraying Inej's demons because that's why Inej and Kaz have like a connection together because they both struggle with touch.
Yeah.
But they never explained that for Inej. It's almost like the menagerie didn't like it just was never really brought up, you know, like how it affected her as a person.
And I don't think it's ever going to be brought up because it's already too late.
Yeah. Yes, because exactly. That's what I was going to say. So the way that this is going, it just makes it seem like, oh, Kaz is the only one who needs to like work on himself and then they can be together. But really, like they both had to work on themselves before anything could happen between them.
It kind of sucks too because I do love the Six of Crows duology. I love the Shadow and Bone trilogy. And I'm disappointed in the fact that this isn't playing out the way I wanted to. And what makes me even more angry is the fact that there are people who have not read the books, who are just watching the series and are fucking loving it. And I love it too, in a way, because I still love the characters. I thought the interactions were cute, but I know it's not going to end the way it should. And that's why I'm upset.
Yeah, and I've seen people say that this just feels like fan fiction because they're just adding all of these characters together just to provide like a fan service
of them interacting.
Yeah.
Yep. I hate it. I hate that they're speeding things up. And in a way, I kind of get it because they don't know if they're going to get a season 3, but they should have allowed Alina to have her own story, cuz the second book of Siege and Storm is so good. But they just took everything out. Like the whole thing that I told you about Mal having his moment where it's like, yeah, I was trying to make you more human. I wish I would have seen that and would have seen Alina fall so deep into this and forget that there are people out there that care for her and don't see her as a saint, but see her as a person. Like, I wish we would have seen that. And there was also like a point where Mal gets to a point where he's like, you know what? I've lost her as a person because she is so deep in this. I now have to, complete my duty. And he gets like a tattoo, like a religious tattoo of Alina. And she's kind of like, why the fuck do you have that? It's like, because you're a saint. And, I'm here to serve you.
That's
and
crazy.
It gets like super like into that. Like him having to kind of separate how he feels about Alina and how he feels about Santa Alina. So it's like two different feelings. And none of that was ever talked about. And I'm so mad. I also really appreciate Alina's relationship with Zoya in the book. In this one, it's just kind of like, wow, 3 powerful women. But it's like, no, it's a lot deeper than just that. So,
yeah.
Thank you. I don't even know where to start, because with how you feel about how they fucked up Six of Crows, that's how I feel about Siege and Storm and Ruin and Rising.
Really?
Yeah.
I kind of wish that, like, don't get me wrong, I like the idea of, Alina going a little dark because of, her, that moment when she brought Mal back to life.
Yeah.
I like that direction, but I know for a fact that if I had read the books, I wouldn't like that, because I would want her to have her proper ending.
Yeah. And I mean,
and I know her hair is supposed to be blonde. What the heck?
Yeah, she's supposed to have blonde hair. I know.
You know what? But I do hate that trope of powerful women losing their power. Like, I do hate that. So I feel like maybe that's why it was changed.
I think, yeah, I would agree with that. But I also really like, I don't want to spoil too much, because I know you're planning to read the book, but it already happened. And it's like,
you can. It's fine. I don't care.
There's just so much missed opportunities, because I know that we're supposed to like Nikolai in the show, but he's not really in the show. Not really. Like, yeah, he has moments and stuff, but like his character isn't really developed. He's just a prince that wants to save his people. And in the book, when Nikolai has the plan to propose to Alina, the way he does it is like, let's go ahead and travel together, and Mal can be like, the bodyguard, because of course you want him around, and we just have to like show off, like we gotta show that we're in love. And so Alina's like, okay, fuck it, fine. And they go around and their only like agreement is like, we only hold hands. And then sometimes like Nikolai takes it too far and kisses her, and as soon as they get in like the carriage, she punches him, and he's like, you know what, deserved, I know, but I just got super into it, I felt it in the moment. And it's like, it's funny because like, of course she likes Nikolai as a friend, and she's kind of just like, they joke around a lot and they get super attached to the hip because of all of this joking around, that Mal starts to feel kind of like jealous. And it's sad because you see them like kind of have that fallout, Mal and Alina. There's like a moment where there's like a shooting stars, and it's happening at the Little Palace, because they have now like taken control of the Little Palace again. And Nikolai and Alina are walking together at that moment. And I think at that moment, Nikolai's kind of like, you could actually marry me if you wanted to. Like, we could if you wanted to. And while they're bringing that up, Mal is running, and he just like wants like, the only reason that he's running is because he really just wanted to tell Alina that there were stars in the sky, and that was the only reason. And so when he crashes into them, he's kind of like, oh, never mind. Like, and then he leaves, and it's like, Dude. Ah! It sucks. And I love those moments. And none of that was in there. And
None of that was there.
Even in Ruin and Rising, there were really good moments, but all of that was cut out because of the way they were trying to speed this up so they could get a spin-off for Six of Crows. And Six of Crows also has a special place in my heart, but
I don't even know if that's how it's going because Alina is still in the story. So I don't know if it's just going to be still Shadow and Bone, you know, or if they will get a spinoff. Another thing that I didn't like though was I just felt like the Darkling story wasn't like I understood his motivations, right? But I just felt like his scenes and I guess interactions with Alina, like all of that to me just felt so rushed. Yeah. And like you said, you put it like better than I could. When he is finally killed by Alina, I felt like the same as you, where it was very anticlimactic. Yep. And also, isn't it so crazy that supposedly he built this army, but it was like 10 fucking people?
Yeah.
And then Nikolai also supposedly had an army, but it was also 10 people. Like, where is everyone? Mm-hmm. And those Grisha were supposed to be amplified. They weren't that amplified. They were fucking weak.
Dude, it didn't do great. Like, it didn't land with me how things played out. And it makes me upset because I really do like this series and I like the Grishaverse, but I think they focused more on the relationships between the characters and cute moments and impactful moments between character development more than the actual plot.
Yeah.
And I thought it was fucking cute. I mean, it got me for a second there, but I don't know.
I know you were fucking crying about Wylan and Jesper. I saw it, girl.
Dude, they're so cute together, but I know it's not going to be the way I want it to, which makes me so upset.
I know.
I kind of like that Mal and Nikolai have a friendship, though. I hope that keeps going.
Dude, when they hugged, oh my God. I love it. I loved that moment.
Oh my gosh. I don't know where season 3 is going with this, but I'm guessing they're gonna bring up Van Eck. I think they have to.
Girl, I don't even know.
And I have no idea what's gonna happen with Inej because she's gone. Mal is gone.
I know.
Fucking Alina's married, so now it's all kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Well, that was fun.
Okay, bye.
I don't know where to go from here. We've been talking for a while now.
I know. Okay, wait. Can I mention one more thing? I hate that the show had this whole thing where they hated that Alina looked Shu. I didn't like that. I know that they added it just like as an extra element, but I didn't see
just for her character, I guess.
I don't know why they did that.
I think they probably did that just to make her more of an outsider because I guess the Rofkins had beef, like political beef with the Shuhan.
Yeah.
So I think that's why they added that. But I mean, you have to remember, like, Lee Bardugo is an executive producer, so it's not like it feels like some random person made this, like, just fucking threw all this shit together, but it was Lee Bardugo that had a say in this. So.
Oh my God, wait. Okay. I guess if Lee wanted it, I'm fine with it. In the first season, I know we're not talking about the first season, but remember how it starts off with like Mal fighting for money? Like he's just like fighting random people and random Grisha. That's actually in the third book. And the only reason the only reason he does that is because Alina stops paying attention to him and he gets very like, okay, fine. If you don't care about me, you obviously don't want to go out with me. I'm going to go do what I'm good at, which is beating people up. And I'm going to go make money for it. And I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want. And he actually, during their little breakup, has like a fling with Zoya.
What?
Yeah, and it's just a kiss, but it's like a kiss, dude. And
hell no.
Alina sees it, and Mal sees that Alina sees it, and they
no
cut that out. Yeah, I hate that they cut that out. Because that's when they have the whole conversation of Mal being like, look at all of the shit I do for you. And you never once like look at me. You never once care about anything that I do. And he, he says that like, I didn't mean it. The kiss meant nothing. But it was like a thing. Like it was a huge thing in the book. But yeah. I don't know. It's just missed opportunities. I'm mad. I think that's it though. We could talk about this forever, dude. Tune into our next episode where I just read both the books and cry, and Vogue also in honor of Mal.
Oh my gosh, the voguing will continue, guys. Don't worry.
Oh my gosh.
But I like this though. Like I actually like hearing your opinion based on you actually having read the books. And then mine only having read the Six of Crows duology.
I mean, I'm glad that we're both coming at this with like the same kind of opinion, though, that it could have been better, and they're fucking it up.
Kind of interesting.
Well, what would your rating be? I don't think you have to do overall thoughts because we kind of talked about it, but just in general, like, what would your rating be?
I just want to say, lastly, that even though I did like seeing the crows in the first season, I think that this show would have stand on its own with just being Shadow and Bone. Like, I wish that they would have done that and then just had the spin-off, but I don't know. Whatever. I feel like because the Six of Crows are so popular, and maybe she was, or the team, whoever, maybe they were worried that it wouldn't attract that many viewers if they only had Shadow and Bone. But if that's the case, then they should have just started with Six of Crows. I don't know.
Yep.
Okay, so I'll probably talk about this again when we do our tier list, and well, hopefully if I read them, and see how I feel about the show with having read the book. But, hearing your thoughts, not really selling me on it anyways. So I was already feeling like it was doing too much and also not enough at the same time. I think that I would give it like a 2, a 1.5.
Damn.
But dude. It's weird because we've talked about this before. I really love these characters. Like, I really love all of these characters, and even like Mal. Like, I don't know if I mentioned it, but I literally cried when they were having issues, because just the things that he would say to her, I was like, damn, that's love, bitch.
That's love.
But that's love. But I just felt like the show was just doing too fucking much, and it was just too much for me.
I agree with you. Like, I agree that they tried so hard to put the crows in here, and it feels like because they were scared that this show wouldn't be popular enough if it was only Alina, which makes me mad because she deserves her own show. Like, there was enough in the Shadow and Bone trilogy to keep this show interesting and amazing, but for some reason they felt the need to mix these together, and it was a lot of fan service. And as much as I love seeing Jesper and Wyland together, because I love them, I
love them too.
I really wish that they wouldn't have done that. I really wish that they would have focused on what Siege Storm was, and even if they didn't get a season 3, they should have done season 2 justice. They should have done book 2 justice. And they should have done book 1 justice by not including the crows. And I'm still a very firm believer on that. I don't think they should have included them at all. If they didn't get another show or another spin-off show, then it's fine. That's just how it goes. But I don't know. I feel a certain way that they mixed it together. And I will always feel that way, because then it just fucks up how Inej views the world. I don't know. It's a lot of shit. And
I get you.
I think that I do like the show and I would recommend it to people, but it would just make me sad if I recommended it to
You
them.
would?
Yeah, I would.
I think I would say just watch the first season. Stop there.
But I don't know. I feel certain ways about it because I like these characters too, and I want people to like these characters with me. But I just I wish they would read it instead. I still love Mal. He's still my boy. Forever and always will be my boy. He really put his whole pussy into this acting. Like, it was so good. I think that it is a missed opportunity that we didn't get to see like the intricacies of his relationship with Alina, because that had a lot of potential. I wish we could have seen more of Nikolai the way he was portrayed in the book, because I fucking love Nikolai so much. He's my second favorite character in the Grishaverse. First, obviously, Wylan. But like, I love them so much, and I'm sad. I think I would also just give this a 1.
Oh, I was also gonna say that I also loved Nina. I realized that I didn't respond to that, but I did really like Nina.
Yeah,
as well.
It's funny
but
too.
I hated that. I hated that there's like no mystery now. Like, it's obvious that she loves Matthias, and I don't know. Like, there should have been room for like a little bit of mystery. Like, okay, what's gonna happen next?
Even with because like in Six of Crows, when they release Matthias, she's under the impression that things are going to be just fine, and then he comes out hating her. So that's no longer there, because they looked at each other, and you can tell that Matthias felt a certain way. You know what I mean? Like, you can tell that
he was calling her name.
Yeah, so I hate that. You're right. The mystery is gone. We know that he's in there, and of course he was tricked by Pekka Rollins, because Pekka Rollins out here picking fight with every bitch. That stupid ass old bitch. Yeah.
I fucking hate that everyone has beef with Pekka Rollins. That fucking bitch.
You know what? I think I have beef with him too. He's the one who cut me off when I was driving. I knew it.
He stole my lunch money, bro.
That bitch. But I'm just so, oh god.
Raise your hand if you've been, what does that fucking say?
Oh my god, I know what you're talking about.
Mean Girls.
Yes.
Oh, raise your hand if you've been. What is that fucking saying? You know what? Let me look it up.
I know, I'm looking it up too.
Oh, I remember. Raise your hand if you've been personally victimized by Pekka Rollins.
Everyone.
Is that the saying? I don't know.
Yes, that's
literally
exactly what they
there.
say. Oh god, I was gonna mention something I totally forgot. It's probably not that important.
Sorry, you know how I get when we start talking about Pekka Rollins.
I know, I fucking hate that
me
stupid
heated.
bitch. Dude, but you know what? Even though I gave this a 1, I still really enjoyed watching the season, because it did the scenes that I liked, but just like overall now sitting with it, I'm like, dude, that fucking sucked. That sucked.
Yeah. I was surprised, because in the first season I was so into like all of the scenes with the crows. I was surprised that I had the opposite like feeling while watching the second season. I was like, okay, like, get off the screen. Love you, but get off the screen. I need to go back to Alina.
Dude, I kind of feel the same way, because it did just feel like fan service for the crows. Meanwhile, with Alina, it felt like the actual plot was moving forward.
Yeah, exactly. So, I don't know.
But I think
anyway,
we're done, because honestly, if we go on for too much longer, we're never gonna leave. So I want to say thank you to everyone who is listening to us in podcast form, whether that be Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Spotify, or anywhere you get podcasts on. Thank you. If you can leave a review, tell us about how you hate Pekka Rollins, how he victimized you, that son of a bitch. Tell us about how you feel about the voguing. Do you vogue? You might be related to Mal if you do. Tell us that. And if you can also leave a rating of 5 stars, because that helps us get more exposure. But if you want to help us a little bit more with exposure, the best type of exposure is through word of mouth. So if you can tell your family, friends, loved ones about us, that would be amazing. If you are watching us on YouTube, thank you so much. If you can like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. We post every Tuesday. We used to post twice a week, but life is kind of hectic right now. So we're back to once a week. When we go back to twice a week, we will let you know. But for now, we post every Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
If you have extra money and you just have it laying around, and you want to help us a little more, what can they do?
So we did start a Patreon because we would love it if we turned like our Patreon into a connection between our listeners. So I think through Patreon is where we would like anyone who's listening to let us know exactly what you want from us. Like, what do you want us to talk about? And so on. So if you're interested, you can find us on patreon.com/bookfix.
If you want to join us on social media, we have an Instagram under the Bookfix Pod, THEBOOKFIXPOD. And we also have an active TikTok, which is the Bookfix, THEBOOKFIX. Please join us. I think we're hilarious. But thank you so much for sitting through 2 hours of us.
Bro, why do we do this to ourselves?
Dude, it's funny.
I feel like because we stopped doing Thursdays, but our Tuesdays are getting fucking long now.
It's funny too, because before we started filming today, I was telling Yajaira, she called, we've both been really busy. Like, I don't know if we've stressed that enough. We've been hella busy. And you called me in the middle of me. This fucking month
sucks.
You called me in the middle of me working, and while we were doing this episode, I saw the time, and I'm like, I'm not gonna finish work tonight. And I started packing things up because I'm like, this episode that I thought was gonna be an hour long ended up being 2 hours, and we talked about voguing and shit. Like, I didn't think that's where this was going.
And you know what? I could keep going. Dude, I could go on.
When I mentioned that Mal vogued, I was like, oh my God, this connection's going to be so good. The whole circle of the joke.
It's like you set that up, but it just came naturally, honestly.
But I'm sorry it's so long, but also I hope you enjoyed. And we will see you next Tuesday.
Bye. Dude, are we gonna vogue out? Like, are we?
I've been voguing out this entire episode.
Damn, for the whole 2 hours.
The whole time, I'm all like winded. I mean,
I thought it was obvious. I thought we were both doing it.
Wait, are you not related to Mal? This is amazing. I thought we all were.
No, I'm sorry, I'm not.
There's only 2 types of people in this world: people who could vogue and people who can't vogue. You gotta pick your side, okay?
It's just not in you, I guess.